Hello, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a week. Now, real quick, it's been a week, not just because I'm a fat, lazy piece of shit, but ladies and gentlemen, I have fought tooth and nail to bring you the best, most accurate YouTube boxing pound for pound top 10. Without any further ado, let's just get into it, okay? Cut the shenanigans, top 10. Now, coming in at number 11, I know I just said 10, but ladies and gentlemen, we have an honorable mention. It's everyone's favorite failed football player, Greg Hardy. Now, real quick, something I want to say. If this guy is able to lose weight and he's not 5,000 pounds and he can get down to like 215, he has potential in this scene. There are some people he can fight. Now, coming in for Greg Hardy's strength, I have strength and weaknesses for everybody. Okay, why do you think I have this? Come on, use your head. Strengths and weaknesses for Greg Hardy. We have size, experience, and power. I mean, the guy's a brute. He's an elephant. I mean, the fight against Rockman wasn't even fair. Now, for Greg Hardy's weaknesses, we have, where do we even start with this guy? We have, coming in at number 1, staying awake and sobriety. Now, staying awake, this one speaks for itself. Anyone that's seen this guy fight in the UFC, with all due respect, he has made a mixed martial arts career out of going to sleep. I mean, it's like every single time he steps into the octagon, it's like his opponents have melatonin-infused gloves. That's all he's good at. Now, sobriety, Greg Hardy, on the football field and the octagon, drugs have found a way up his ass. So that's why he couldn't make the list, because we're good boys. Kicking off the actual top 10, coming in at number 10, it's the man that even when he loses, he still finds a way to win because he cheats. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, it's King Kenny. Now, King Kenny's strengths, we have rigging fights, and weaknesses, we have everything else. Coming in at number 9, this one is going to surprise you. It's Austin Broom. Now, his only strength, his only strength is the fact that he's a natural athlete. I mean, this is not to be undermined, though. I mean, look at Jake Paul, Logan Paul, these guys that are just naturally athletes. The progression time for these guys, they progress so much quicker than someone like not an athlete. Yeah, you know what I mean? Really, they just do. So if he really puts his mind to it, I do think he could potentially beat King Kenny. That's why I have him above him. Because I know it's pound for pound list, but they could potentially fight. And I think that matchup favors McBroom more than it does Queen Kenny. As for McBroom's weaknesses, once again, where do we even start? Coming in at number 1, we have financial stability. This guy is notorious for not paying his fighters. There's a reason no one wants to work with him. Dude, it's Austin McBroom. That's what he does. He's a crypto scammer, but a boxing promoter. That's what he is. Coming in at number 8, ladies and gentlemen, we are flying through this. Number 8 on the pound for pound boxing list, we have Dean the Gremlin. Now, this guy coming off an emphatically controversial knockout over Wally Sharks by way of the Pacific Ocean, because that's where he's from. His overall skill is immense. I think that's a good thing. Immense. He's obviously no junior. He's no B team. He is varsity. Okay? He has an amateur background, to my knowledge. Overall skill. The sky's the limit for this guy. He is him. He's Himothy. Dimothy. Let's go. Now, as for his weaknesses, we have vertically challenged. That one, evidently, just look at him. And we have exposure to sunlight. Now, like I said, I did my research, which is why I have this. Apparently, a gremlin's biggest weakness is the sun. Something him and vampires have in common. Hey. Coming in at number 7, we have the man that has lost more fights than a fat white girl in the hood. It is Deji. Now, Deji, coming in for his biggest strength, it's his natural ability. The guy half-asses everything he does, and he still finds a way to be somewhat good at it, which is pretty impressive. But kind of like King Kenny, his weakness, I have everything else. There's no motor, okay? Deji, he needs to, take a sample from his brother and shove it up his ass and get the genes going, okay? Because if he had that willpower, the sky is the limit for Deji, and that's why he comes in at number 7. Coming in at number 6, we have Salt Papi. Now, Salt Papi, I think, is definitely going to take over the scene. The problem is, no one wants to fight him. Can you blame anybody? Fuck no! He'd knock them all out. By the way, his strengths, we have experience. Apparently, I didn't even know this. This guy has an amateur background. I didn't even know that. Apparently, he does. And for his other strength, this is an X Factor one. This is like a perk of intimidation, okay? Set the scene. Imagine you get knocked out, and as you're slowly regaining consciousness, you're on the canvas looking up, and you see a 5'7", 400-pound butterball turkey twerking and hitting a Fortnite dance on top of you. Would you not delete all of your socials, change your name, and go to college? Yeah, you would. Now as for Salt Poppy's weaknesses, I mean, he doesn't have any. He's basically Superman minus kryptonite. We have opponents because literally listen, I mean no disrespect to Andy Worski, but what? Mams Taylor, where did you find this guy? What was he like managing a local car wash in Afghanistan or something? What was he doing? No. Coming in at number 5, we have the man of 7 figures, and he's 8 figures on the scale. It is the 7-figure Gibber. Now, Gibb's strengths, we have awkwardness and high motor. The way he fights, so intense. He fights like if he doesn't stop coming forward, he's gonna die. Okay, everything is always on the line with this guy. He is the Gibber. Now, as for Gibb's weaknesses, coming in at number 1, we have Plankton, because he's a never mind. That was a lot funnier when I wrote that down last night in bed. But he's a crab, you know what I mean? Like Krabs, Mr. Crab, you got Plankton, the formula, never mind. And ceiling. Now, this one is actually serious. Think about Gibb's ceiling. The way he fights, like Mr. Krabs, the hermit, how good can he really get fighting like that? Like, genuinely, how good can he get? I feel like at some point in time, when, like, the median of YouTube boxers get to, like, a certain skill level on the spectrum, I feel like at some point in time, Gib is just going to have to be more orthodox. I feel like, in other words, I feel like that would never work. His general style, I feel like that would never work against, like, an actual, like, world beater. Not that any of these guys are world beaters, but I'm saying, like, hypothetically, like, styles make fights. It wouldn't work, in my opinion. But maybe it would. Maybe he should fight Slim and stop asking for so much money, and maybe we'll find out. Speaking of Slimmy Slim, coming in at number 4, we have Slim. Now, for all the lists that I've watched prior to filming this, everyone has Gib above Slim. I don't see it. I just don't see it. I think when these two fight, inevitably, hopefully they do fight sometime in like maybe April, May on like Misfits 6 or 7 or 5, I think Slim is going to dispose of Anissa Gib. Okay, I love the man of 7 figures, but I just feel like stylistically it favors Slim in every way. I just feel like it does. For Slim's strengths and weaknesses, I have actually written nothing down because I couldn't think of any. Like, what is he not good at in the boxing ring? His cardio. He was getting gassed against Ryan Taylor. I mean, he didn't quit. He didn't stop fighting. Obviously, I mean, he won the fight relatively convincingly. But I feel like his gas tank was getting tested a little bit against Mr. Headbutt. But yeah, Slim comes in at number 4. Now, coming in at number 3, we have Logan Paul. Now, Logan Paul, just overall, I have him listed as the Swiss Army knife of YouTube boxing. Anything this guy puts his hands on, it turns to not gold, but kind of like a shiny silver. Okay, he's good at everything. He's a good his content's great. WWE, movies, not so much. I mean, overall, he's just good. He's just very good. I think he would easily beat every single person, even Slim. I think he would destroy every single person on this list that is above him. And I mean, yeah, he comes in at number 3. Now, for his weaknesses, coming in at number 1, I do have Temptation. I mean, this one speaks for itself. He gets a little antsy, you know. Sometimes when the camera's in his hands in foreign territory, he makes questionable decisions. Now, coming in at number 2, we have Olatugi, the Titan, the godfather of the scene. Now, for KSI's biggest strength, without a doubt, okay, we can talk about his high motor, how he's a zombie in the squared circle, his big right hand, that's my left hand, his big right hand, it's his fertility. Okay, listen, let me give you guys a little TED Talk here. Getting pregnant ends relationships, ladies and gentlemen. It fails marriages. This man is like the Jesus Christ of sperm. Anytime this guy puts his hands on something, a few months later, it takes a plan B, okay? He is the godfather of everything, ladies and gentlemen. Now, for KSI's second biggest strength, we have Master Manipulator. Now, ladies and gentlemen, KSI, he truly is a god manipulator. Okay, here's what I'm talking about. KSI makes the millions of his fans, I'm one of them, he makes all these people absolutely shit all over Jake Paul's stupid face, which everyone should do that because he's a loser. But I'm saying, he makes everyone think that Jake Paul is a phony because he fought Anderson and Tyron and Ben Askren. But then he beat up a fat SoundCloud rapper and he didn't even knock him out. And all of a sudden it's a warm-up fight. Oh, Latugi, we're not falling for it. Do better. As for KSI's weaknesses, the biggest one by far, I mean, this is a tale as old as its time. It's Plan A. I'll let y'all figure that one out. And his dialogue comes in at number 2 for his second weakness. Listen, KSI, I'm a ride or die myself, okay? I was watching, and I still am, back in the horse bestiality days, okay? I'm an OG, okay? We all are. But sometimes when you have the mic in your hands, sometimes I'm just like, who is this guy? Okay, when you got into the ring with Dylan Dennis before Sharks and Gremlin, the way you were talking, I am the Nightmare, KSI. Shut up, please. Do us a favor, Alatugi. You're making us cringe. Okay, half of the live viewership exited the Zone app right there, okay? Please, KSI, we love you, but sometimes maybe premeditate your words. You probably did. Actually, never mind. Okay, now, coming in at number 1, we have the Titan of the scene. Everyone knows him, but nobody likes him. It's Jake Paul. Say what you will about Jake Paul, okay? But, ladies and gentlemen, the resume speaks for itself. This guy, Anderson Silva and Tyron Thick Woodley, these are not easy fights, okay? Jake Paul, he has the power. He has tons of experience because of all his sparring and training. He's very experienced compared to Alatugi and all the other guys. He really is. I mean, he has the power. He is a great boxer, and he deserves every inch of the number 1 spot. So, ladies and gentlemen, we cannot take anything away from this guy and his resume. Jake Paul at number 1. Now, as for Jake Paul's weaknesses, coming in at number 1, we have anyone that can pass a physical. I mean, the guy's full of shit. Okay, I mean, we can talk about, fight a boxer, dude. Your biggest win was a 47-year-old retired UFC fighter, which, by the way, nearing the end of his career, was not very good in comparison to what was present, what is now Israel Adesanya, okay? In other words, Anderson Silva's a GOAT. He is a very good boxer. Jake, you're 25. Here's the thing, okay? We can talk about Jake Paul. Oh, he beat Anderson Silva and knocked out Tyron Woodley cold, put his ass out. Okay, they're incredible boxers. They are very good boxers. The problem is when you say you can beat Canelo Alvarez, and then your best fight on your resume is a 48-year-old man that can't even grow hair. Jake, listen, great YouTube boxer, shut the fuck up, okay? Put you in your place. Now, for Jake Paul's second weakness, we have the Great Recession. I mean, this one goes from his hairline to his pay-per-view buys. It is declining, okay? Seriously, look, KSI is going to be this man's kryptonite if they never fight, okay? Think about it. Jake Paul, what was Jake Paul's biggest fight? Think about it. Like pay-per-view number-wise, it was his first fight. What were his lowest selling fights? His last 2. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a trend going downwards. Ladies and gentlemen, he needs KSI. And that's the thing. KSI by no means needs Jake Paul. Jake Paul needs him, okay? But unfortunately, this is skill-based top 10. I mean, if this was about people we like, Jake Paul, I mean, I wouldn't have even written him down on this piece of paper. I would have just fucking burned it. But yeah, thank you for watching. I doubt anyone is still watching because my watch time sucks on all of these. But ladies and gentlemen, if you're still here, make sure to you already know what I'm going to say. And until next time, until tomorrow when I upload the day in the life of an upcoming YouTube boxer, I'll see you next time. Stay tuned and peace.